A business plan in my world is not the piece of paper or the document that you take to the bank in order to acquire funding or get like financial backing. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. That's not it. In my world, a business plan is the document or like the guiding kind of, like, it can be on a piece of paper, you handwrite it, it doesn't matter, but like it's the guiding document that shows your business where to go. It shows you where you're going to take your business. Because if you are not sure what you're going to be talking about in your monthly email to your clients, in your salon newsletter, on social media in 6 months from now, you don't have a business plan. Like, it just shows, right? And it's hard, and I say that not to be like to like make anybody upset or anything like that, but to say like your lack of a business plan is pretty evident in most cases. And if you have one, then that's fantastic. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you some pointers on how you can improve it. But like most salons just like don't have a business plan in the sense that it's business and marketing, and that's what drives future business and sustainability in your business. Like, you just have to have a plan, and winging it is what most people do because they are behind the chair, they own the salon makes money, sometimes a lot, sometimes not a lot. On average in our industry, we're talking about somewhere between 3 and 5% profit in the salon. Depends though, because, oh, excuse me. Sorry. It depends though, because sometimes the owner is compensated and they take a payroll from the business and that drives profitability down. But like, sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. Like, you see how numbers could get kind of fuddled up. But either way, like often, and what I see most is the owner does not take a salary, and or they don't take a commission on top of the services that they're providing or pay themselves for the services. Just the money goes into the business and then they take like a straight check, which is totally fine. I mean, I like that better than the owner not getting paid, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes, like a lot of the time. But either or, like the whole point is that we want growth for your business so that you can pay yourself more, so you have more flexibility behind the chair, and so that your business continues to grow without you having to be the main source of income. And the way that I know how to do that best is to have a solid business and marketing plan that is then supported by messaging, of course, right? Like, you've heard me talk about these things before, but when it comes to having a business plan, most of the time you just don't have one. And you don't have one because you're busy. You're doing all those things. You're being the owner, you're being behind the chair, you're being HR, you're handling clients and working on visibility, and you're trying to grow the business, and you're spinning your wheels, and you're like posting and doing silly dances, and it just doesn't work. Like, it's too much work, actually, and you're tired and you're trying to figure it out. And so that's why when I say, like, do you know what you're going to say on your email in 3 months or on social media, you're like, no. You don't have to know exactly what you're going to say, but like, what are you talking about? What services? What products? What offers? What are you saying to your clients? What part of the relationship are you looking to deepen? That's what you do in a business plan. And so if you're like, okay, Lexi, fine, I get it, it's important, I don't know what I'm doing, like, I don't have one, I've never had one before, help me create one. So this is I have an entire signature course based on how I do that, but I'm going to give you the shortest version here because obviously I can't share everything with you in one video. But what you need to do is map out and say, what am I going to talk about for the next 3 months? What am I going to talk about the following 3? You do it in a quarter. And that's what Salon Quarterly is all about. We do everything quarter by quarter, and each quarter stacks on the previous. So you want to pick and say, like, we're going to talk about shampoos and conditioners, and we're going to talk in Q1, and we're going to pick a theme, and we're going to work on, blonding or deep conditioning treatments or what the heck ever, facials, waxing, I don't care. Like, it literally doesn't matter. And then you work backwards on all of the aspects inside of your business plan, meaning the strategies, the things that you have working in your favor, the things that you do in your business, and maybe there's some new things that you want to work on, and you craft these things around your core values and around the overall goals that you have, and then you put the marketing behind it, right? So your business plan just gives you direction because you set goals, then you create a business plan in order to get to those goals, and then you create marketing in order to support it, and then you make sure your messaging is on point to support the messaging is on point to support the marketing that supports the business plan that gets you to your ultimate goals. Do you see? Like it's truly it's just an ecosystem. And I like low maintenance business, and this is all just like system things. Like it's just all systems, because when you have a system for each piece, it's very simple in order to grow your business. So for me, as a salon owner, I want to continue to see new business come through my door. Like we want to open new doors of business, new chairs of business. And so how do we do that? Well, a lot of that is through visibility work, because more often than not, the businesses that I see struggling just need more clients. They don't need to do hair better. They don't really need to do better with the people part of their business. They do pretty well. They might need to up their communication in terms of marketing, sure. But the relationship and the heart of the relationship is super strong. What they're lacking, though, is everything else. Because there's no intention behind it. So they send an email and they're like, oh, we like this shampoo, or, we have 30,000 things we sell. You should come in and get them all. And people are like, whoa, what? Or the only time they sell an email is when they're desperate to sell, or send an email is when they're desperate to sell something. That's not it. That's not it. Like, we can do better than that, but you just have to slow down and make a plan. And if you need help with that, then of course, SQ is the place to do it, or send me a DM and let's just talk about it. Because honestly, like the first thing you need to do is slow down enough to figure out what the heck you even want, right? We've talked about goal setting in lots of these videos, but it's really important that you slow down to figure out what that is. And then how do we make it systematized? How do we take it to that next level so that your social is on point, so that you don't have to wake up and think, what do I post, and scroll on your phone for 20 minutes and then be like, oh yeah, I was looking for content to copy, but then I realized that was going to be really boring and a bad knockoff version of that. And so then now I have to go. Now I got to get in the shower because I'm going to be late for work. Like, you know what I mean? And then you post nothing that day. It's not waiting and getting an email from somebody else and then like copy pasting that and sending it to your clients. Like, this doesn't work. It has to come from you. It has to come from you. And so the point of this video is to share that, like, that overall system, right, of how the pieces between goals, business plan, marketing plan, and messaging all tie together. But more than that, it's that you can't really do one without the other. Sure, you can, if you only sell one thing and you just talk about it all the time, I guess that could be your business plan. But unless you're really creative or really diligent or really committed, it's still a lot of work. And you need to systematically approach these things so that you don't have to think about it every day in the morning before you get up to post. Like, we want it to be done for you so that it can be automated, right? As much as you can. Now, you still have to touch it. You still have to do it. You can't just let like AI do everything for you, because then you disappear into robot land. But it's about, how can I batch this stuff and spend 2.5 hours a month doing all of this so that I can just like go do my work and be with clients and be the salon owner that I want to be, and not have to focus on my marketing and my messaging and my business plan all that often. You have to think about it, sure, but you don't have to be consumed by it. And I think a lot of people think that that's the way that it has to be, but I'm telling you, it's not. There is a simple proven system that makes this stuff crazy freaking easy and quick for you to do as a salon owner. It's proven and gets results. And that is having a business plan, right? It all comes down to that planning and tying all those things together so that you have this system over in general. And then of course, like mapping out how every piece of what you do in terms of your marketing, because if you're talking about your business, that's marketing. So how does each piece of that come into meeting your business plan, and what piece of that business plan you're working on right now? I mean, it seems like very abstract when I'm saying it here, potentially, but it's so crazy simple. Like everything that you're doing has to support that one thing that you're focusing on for that quarter. Like it's quite simple. And if you just are repetitive enough, your clients will hear you. They'll hear you and they'll do the work. They'll get it. And then if you do it in a way that is desire driven and your marketing meets the needs of your target customer and on and on and on, it can be incredibly successful.